Hi everyone, and welcome to today's webinar with Master Packager. So today we're going to learn about their amazing tool. If you haven't looked at it earlier, you are completely missing out, but you are here today because you are interested and you're going to love it. I'm going to make sure of that. There's a lot of cool demos we're going to show you, and this is so cool because this is a tool that is created by packages for packages. So it's not some, we're going to create some software and we don't know what we do. They really know their stuff, and they had an amazing presentation at the March event of the World Expo. They then had 20 minutes, and today we are lucky to have 60 minutes. So with that, I'm just going to pass it over. So I guess you can see the screen okay, so I'm going to pass it over to Edijs. So take it away.
Yeah, thank you for the introduction. Hello, everybody. So today's session is going to be called How to Become a Master Packager. My name is Edijs Pērkums, and I'm a co-founder of Master Packager. I have 6 years of experience in application packaging. I have created about 4,000 silent application packages using different technologies like MSI, AppV, Symantec XPF, ThinUp, and also a package for macOS. At Master Packager, I'm doing a bit of everything from coding to designing new features. So what's coming today? Today is going to be about 3 topics. What is Master Packager? Second, why did we decide to create Master Packager? And last but not least, how to become a Master Packager. And we will have 2 announcements at the end, so be sure to stay until the end. So let's begin. What is Master Packager? Master Packager is both a user who can make any installer deployment ready and an application packaging tool that currently consists of 2 programs. Master Packager is a tool that is used to edit and create MSI installers or transform files. Master Repackager. It is a program that creates MSIs from 2 snapshots. It allows you to capture changes that an exe installer or any other does to the system. One of the main goals for us was to develop Master Packager and Repackager so that it would never be slow and not responding, so that if the user is a Master Packager, the tools won't let him down. So let's dive a bit deeper what actually Master Packager actually is. It is competitively priced, not even talking about the free version, which allows you to edit MSIs and create transforms with ease. Some features are available only in the professional version, but these do not limit your ability to create working MSIs or transforms. It is fast. We have tested Master Packaging using the largest MSIs we could find, and it will never be not responding. It is high quality. When editing an MSI or repackaging, we follow all the best practices and make sure our MSIs adhere to ICE validation rules. We have automation. Master Repackager has command line support, so you can automate the repackaging of some apps. Intuitive user interface. Everything is designed to be overseeable and to get desired result with the least number of clicks possible. A quote from our users. It might be one of the most easy and the most intuitive applications I've used thus far. Templates. Our tool has a unique feature that allows you to save properties, registries, custom actions, and summary information so that it can be applied with one click later on. More about this feature will come later in the demo. Predefined Custom Actions. Master Packager comes with actions to apply per user registries and per user files to all users from the system account, so that no active setup or advertised shortcut is required. There are also custom actions to run PowerShell scripts, change strings in text files. For example, if you have some server settings in a config file or so on, or add firewall exceptions. And finally, response transform. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you need to configure the default installation settings, but there is no documentation available from the vendor which properties do what? Response transform is a feature that captures the properties and features that are changed during installation so that you do not have to spend time looking for which property applies which setting. So why was Master Packager born? I recently read a post online that reminded me of the mentality we had when we created Master Packager. A father was teaching his son how to write code, and they get an error, semicolon expected at the end of line. Seems like a pretty common error, but the son asks, if it knows that a semicolon is required, why doesn't it add it? Well, why does this remind me of our mentality? It is because we tried to find all these kinds of small things that can be easily automated, but rarely are. 2 out of 3 of Master Packager's founders were application packagers when we decided to create Master Packager. Together, we have experience of more than 5,000 silent MSI package creation, so you could say we have seen it all. We were looking for a new application packaging tool, and we soon realized that no tool on the market would fit our criteria, or it was too expensive. So we decided to make our own packaging tool. Our experience allowed us to take the most difficult application we had ever seen and try to code Master Packager so that it handles these applications with ease. We tried to automate every edge case we could find. A simple example I can give you: when an application installs some service, but the service path and the registry does not have an extension. For example, C program files, my app service.exe, but it doesn't have the extension .exe. Most application packaging tools would not capture this kind of service correctly, but we have built-in logic to handle these kinds of cases. Another simple example would be if you try to open a transform file, most tools will open another file browse window for you to select which MSI this transform should be applied to. As somebody who used to open and close transforms tens of times per day, it gets annoying. If only one MSI file is in the same folder as the transform file, why can't it just apply to the same transform file? Because 99% of the time you will want it to be applied to the same MSI. So, and at the end of the day, these kinds of small details make all the difference. And to help you better understand why we created a Master Packager, you should know why it is necessary to repackage applications. This is a difficult question with many different answers. On the internet, we see a lot of sysadmins praise PowerShell Deploy Toolkit. If you have not heard about it, it is a PowerShell framework to deploy applications. It is a great tool, but it cannot cover 100% of the cases. The main reason is to repackage applications is reliability. Other reasons might be because the installer does not support a silent install, or simply it does not work from system account, or it reboots the PC automatically after installation. If you repackage an application, you know how it will behave, and you can rely on it, but you have no idea what the vendor setup.exe can do in different scenarios. Also, MSIs have clean and uninstall because they uninstall everything that they installed, but many vendor setups leave plenty of files behind. Also, an important aspect is that automatic updates should be switched off in an enterprise environment. Did you hear about the recent Google Chrome update that bricked some Mac computers in Hollywood? That is the reason why even updates from large vendors need to be deployed in waves and not in random when the application decides to update. So we have come to the demo. The demo is going to consist of repackaging VLC. Then we are going to customize the MSI using Master Packager. After that, I will show you how the templates feature works and how custom PowerShell templates work. And then we will have a quick demo how the response transform feature works. And finally, I will show you how to repackage an application automatically. So here I have my Windows 7 virtual machine. I will take the necessary files. So if you download the MSI from our website, you can just double click it, accept the terms, and install it. For today, I have prepared a bit tighter exclusion list than usually, so we don't spend time cleaning up the package after capturing. So it is installed, so let's launch Master Repackager. And also, if you were thinking why I'm using Windows 7 is just because it has much less background processes, and the package will be a lot cleaner when doing this. We always try to use Windows 7 if possible. So we launch Master Repackager, and it is asking for the license. Let's enter the license. So, okay. So when we open Master Repackager, we see this view where we can take a new snapshot or choose an existing one. You can take a snapshot before saving your virtual machine. So when you open up your virtual machine, you don't have to take a new snapshot every time. During the creation of the snapshot, Master Repackager scans all of the PC's files and registries, so it can compare afterwards when the application has been installed. So the first snapshot has been created. Let's install VLC in this case. Just next. We don't want a desktop shortcut. We don't want web plugins. That is fine. Okay, let's install it. We don't want to run the application during the capturing phase, because if you run an application during capturing phase, you will capture lots of trash files and registries that should not be in the package. So we are done making changes. Let's start the second snapshot.
So people, if you have any question during the webinar, just put it into the questions and we will answer them during the event or at the end, which fits better.
Yep. Okay, so when it has finished comparing the two snapshots, we are greeted with this view where we can have a drop-down of all the newly installed applications. This list is taken from Add Remove Programs. As you can see, it automatically takes the icon. And if you have more than one entry in Add Remove Programs, you can select which one will be the main one. It automatically takes the version, the vendor. So what I like to do, I like to first rename the MSI so it has a proper name. In this case, we repackage 64-bit VLC. And let's take a look what was captured. So we can see that only VLC installation directory has been captured. Some trash files, which just press delete and they will be excluded. And the shortcuts for VLC. And let's take a look at the registries. Again, some trash files have been captured. Trash registries, sorry. Let's exclude those. And so let's see. There are file extensions captured that VLC has plenty of, and media clients, and the rest looks okay. So let's build the MSI, and while it's building, I will open Master Repackager. So when you open Master Repackager, you see this view where you can create a new MSI, open existing MSI or transform, or create a response transform. So we have to wait a bit until it finishes building. Okay, it has completed building. I can just drag and drop the MSI file on top of Master Repackager. And here we see what we call the advanced editor of Master Packager. This view allows you to see every detail that is inside the MSI package. On the left side menu bar, you can see all the sections with numbers on them that indicate how many entries are in each section. As you can see, we can see files here. We can hide empty folders, so we only see the files that have folders that have files. Registry section. The shortcut section, we have some website shortcuts and documentation shortcuts. We won't need those. Let's delete them. What else? We have custom action. This is a custom action used if you have any files in public folder, but in this case we don't, so we don't need this custom action. Let's remove it. And we can see that we have 119 file extensions. So, and we only captured the VLC, but we did not configure it. As I said, automatic updates should be disabled. So let's launch VLC now and let's disable automatic updates. So we have this pop-up, regularly check for VLC updates. Let's uncheck that, continue. Let's verify. The updates notifier has been disabled. Okay, that looks fine. So now we need to find where these settings are stored. These settings are stored in AppData in this file. And as you can see, this is a file in per user location. And we will use our predefined custom actions to add this file to each user profile from the system account. So what I usually do, I create a new folder called configuration inside the applications installation directory. And you can take this file and just drag and drop it inside. Let's build it. You can take also registry files and drag and drop them on top of the registry section, and they will be imported automatically. So let's take a look at predefined actions. So when we open predefined actions, we have a list here. We can apply or remove per user registries to all users. We can do the same for files, per user files. And we can run PowerShell scripts. We can replace strings in text files, and we can add firewall exceptions. So in this case, we need to copy files to user profiles. We need to select the file that is going to be copied. So in this case, let's select the VLC configuration file, and we need to set the location to where it is going to be copied. So in this case, update roaming VLC, and we need it to be overwritten because in some cases the user might have VLC installed manually, and we need to overwrite his configuration, for example. So, and that's it. Let's save it. Let's copy the MSI. I'm going to revert my virtual machine now. So the virtual machine has been reverted. Let's take the MSI we just created. Okay, so we're going to install using PSEXEC because we want to install it from the system account, simulating an CCM installation. So /si MSI exec, and then the path to our MSI file. So before we do that, I will just show you that no VLC is installed. AppData folder is empty, and no shortcuts are here. So let's install it. So as you can see, the folder has been created in AppData. The file is present here. Shortcuts are present. If we launch the application, we can see that automatic updates have been disabled, and we need to check file extensions if they work. Okay, file extensions work, shell extensions work. Play, and everything seems to be working, and that's just how easy it is to repackage an application with Master Repackager. So now I'm going to show you how templates work. So in this case, I will not enter the license information again because it's just quicker to copy the license file. And I have custom templates prepared for today, so I'm going to apply those, which are stored here. So let's open Master Repackager. And let's create a new MSI. So demo. So here we have a new MSI. The template section is located at the end. As I said previously, the templates can contain properties, registries, custom actions, or summary information. I'm gonna first show you how you can create your own templates. For example, you want to set a company name property for each MSI that you create. You just add property, right click it, add to template, and create a new template. Let's create it, and here you can see the name, the value, and here you see operation. We can add it, we can remove the property when the template is applied, we can add it if the property does not exist, or update it only if it exists. So in this case we need add on MSI and transform. Just click add, and that's it. You have created a template with one property. You can do this also for multiple properties if it is required, but in this case let's just leave it for one. Let's remove this property, and next what you do when you want to apply it, just go to templates, press apply, and the template will be applied. So how is this useful? For example, some companies like to add fingerprint registries that identify each package that they create, and this can be used as a detection in SCCM or for other reasons, for software inventory reasons. So we can create a template that contains registries. As you can see, this looks like a normal registry table row, and we have a creation date and author here. If we apply this template, you can see that two registry entries are added, and the author is set as Master Repackager because this is the username of the current account and today's date on this virtual machine. So, but this template uses PowerShell scripts to get these values. So what that means? That means that we have PowerShell scripts here. I'm gonna zoom in so you can see it better. So in these cases, these scripts are very simple for this demo. Just return the current date and just return the environment variable username. But you can do with PowerShell, as you know, anything you want and return any value that you would like to. And these values that you want to replace can be configured here, as you can see in the custom PowerShell scripts window. And we have the scripts here and the variable names here. Templates can also be used for much more complicated tasks. You can create your own logic to apply custom actions, for example. So we have created an example here called CMD to EBS. What it does is, for example, you repackage an application and you use process monitor to capture command lines that it executes during package installation. For example, I don't know, register some licensing service or something like that. And you have these command lines and you need to place them in a VB script custom action inside the MSI. And you can take this template, press apply. It displays you this window. This window is completely built in PowerShell, so you can use it to build your own completely new logic for master packager. So we can write some command lines here to register some DLL, for example. A few of them. Press convert. And what this does is it adds a custom action. It adds it both in the custom action table and inside the install execute sequence. I don't see it at the moment here, and it has its own condition. This can all be configured within the templates. So, and what it did, it created a VB script custom action that has these, will execute these command lines. And let's take a closer look what the script looks like. This will be quite a bit more complicated. So we first load some assemblies to display that window where you saw where we input the text. We need to configure what the buttons do and what the text box does. And then we just replace the input from the text box with VB script variables, and we just return it to a master packager. By using these examples, you can create almost any logic that you would want to for yourself. If you have custom actions that you often use, but you require a few variables to be changed between them, you can use templates to do that. And also, the templates location is configurable. It doesn't need to be in program data. You can place it on a network share, so your team can share this location, and everybody can have the same templates. And they can use it to share knowledge even, because somebody adds their own custom actions and other team members can use them. So let's go to the response transform demo. So I have a VMware Horizon View client MSI here, and let's close this. So, and let's select the response answer. So let's select VMware Horizon View client. So what does the response transform feature do? It launches the MSI, but it actually does not install anything. It allows you to customize the installation, select the settings that you want. For example, let's select IPv6 here. We don't want this feature. We don't log in as current user. We want to set some server. We don't want desktop shortcuts. Press install. We don't want to launch. And press finish. So what this does, let's go to the table editor. Sorry, something seems to have gone wrong. Let me relaunch it. Okay, now we see the highlighted changes. No idea why it did that, but as you can see, the property is set for IPv6. We have set the custom server. We have removed the desktop shortcut. Features have also been changed. We have removed the log as in as current user feature, and it will not install, and nothing else is changed. So this is a really easy way to find the correct properties which you need to change to modify the installation settings. So let's move on to the final part of the demo. I will need to revert my virtual machine again. So okay, we have reverted. So in this demo, I'm going to show you how you can use Master Repackager command line support to automatically repackage an application. In this case, it will be Microsoft Teams. You can download this example from our blog. All you need to do is place the latest MSI in the folder that we have uploaded to our blog. You need to change your license information inside the VB script that launches the PowerShell script, and so I will run it, and then I will explain to you a bit more what the script does. So first of all, it will install the latest MSI that you have placed here. It will apply the license activated. It will download the latest version of Teams from Microsoft. After that, it creates a JSON file that is required for Teams so that it doesn't launch automatically after installation, which would cause it to capture lots of trash information. Then it creates the first snapshot, as you can see. Then it starts to install Teams silently. After it has been installed, we move Teams from a per user installation to program files, because we know that enterprises don't like per user applications. And Teams can be modified to be a per system application without any, it is working correctly afterwards. And this is done using this script. So now it is capturing the second snapshot. Finished, and now it started building the MSI. So let's take a closer look while it is building what the PowerShell script actually does. So at the top we just have parameters like if we want cab files inside, outside, the architecture of the MSI, the compression levels of the cab files, the cab size, a template name if we want to apply one, and the email and license key for activation. So as you can see, here we also apply our custom exclusions and templates that are required to repackage Teams automatically. We need tighter exclusions because we do not want definitely any trash files in an automatic repackage, and we need the templates to apply the product name, product version. We use also a PowerShell script template for this. It looks at the add remove entries and finds the version information from here, so we know which information should be added in the MSI file itself. And basically that's it. The rest I already explained what it does in detail. It's not that difficult to customize this script to fit other applications. So it has finished doing that. Let's take a look at the MSI. Here we have already created MSI. As you can see, Microsoft Teams 1.1.2.0.0. So it's the latest version. Let's open it up. As you can see, the product name, product version, manufacturer has been set correctly. We have an icon for add remove programs. We can take a look at the captured files. We see that we have moved it to program files installation instead of per user installation. And we can take a look at the registries. Here we have the Outlook add-in register that Teams contains, and also some Outlook registries that are moved from per user to a per system location. And a shortcut that is also targeting the program files location. And what is also important here to notice that templates can also be applied by using the command line. So if you have already some packages that you need to do some bulk changes onto, so you can use the command line to apply them with a script on multiple MSIs at the same time. So let's continue with our presentation. Okay, so as I said at the ending, we're gonna have two announcements. The first one is we're gonna have a new tool called Master Wrapper. It will be a free tool that will be able to generate PowerShell deploy toolkit scripts. However, there will be some more advanced features that will be available only in the Pro version. It will have a friendly user interface for most commonly used settings in the toolkit. It will be able to automatically generate command lines when you just drag and drop files onto the app. It will also automatically fill in the apps to close list if an MSI is added to the installation section. The first release will be ready in November. So if you have any things that you would like to see implemented, just send us an email or tweet to us, and we will look into that. So this is a screenshot of how it currently looks like. It is in very early stages, so we cannot show you a working demo yet, but it is a rough idea of what it will look like. The application information fields will be automatically filled from the property table. If an MSI is used with the tool, there will also be the possibility to configure the show installation welcome screen that allows you to close apps or defer the installation if you're familiar with PowerShell deploy toolkit. And you will also be able to add installation progress bar or a reboot prompt or change many other settings. And our second announcement is that we are going to have a new licensing model. We already released it today before this session. Our current licensing model was not as friendly to our users as it could be. Currently, if you purchase the Pro version, your license is only valid for the current major release, meaning that 19 point something will work, but it will not work for the 20 point something release. However, our new licensing model includes updates for 1 year since the purchase date. So what that means is that if you purchase a license now, then you will be able to receive new versions that will be released until October 2020. After that, you will still be able to use the latest version that was released until October 2020, but you will not be able to activate newer versions after that. So the license does not expire, but if you want to have the latest updates, you will need to renew your license. We will be also updating all our existing customers to the new licensing model who have purchased Master Repackager within the last year. So they will also receive later updates than with the old licensing model. So that will be it from me for today's session. I don't see any questions yet. I hope you will send in some questions.
You don't see the questions?
Oh, they're very small in my screen. Okay, so I see the questions now.
Can you read it out, or you want me to
Yeah,
read
I
it
will
out?
read it. 1 second. So the first question, if I have an app that installs several dependencies that are inside the main exe and I don't have a way to extract them, and I don't seem to be able to scroll down. Okay. Eric, can you help me?
Yeah, so it's a question from
Okay.
Steve here. If I have
Yeah.
an application that installs several dependencies that are inside the main exe and I don't have a way to extract them, and the vendor doesn't support silent installs, then I want to repackage it using something like Master Packager. My question is, are there risks I should consider when Master Packager captures the install of those dependencies along with the core apps? Because there are many dependencies like SAP runtimes, Crystal runtimes, and so on.
Yes, you should never capture dependencies within the package. That is definitely against best practices. That's why you have the ability to create a snapshot. If the application installs those dependencies before installing the main application, then you can install them and create the snapshot then. After that, you will need to find those dependencies online and install them with silent switches, because it is not recommended to repackage common dependencies, as they might have some patches later on, and you will break those patch installations, and it will not be. It is not recommended. And you also mentioned print driver, and also print drivers usually come with a silent install command line, and those should be added as a custom action installation within the MSI. So we usually use process monitor to see if the print driver has a command line to install it, and if it does, we add it as a custom action inside. So the next question.
I have a question there.
Yep.
So what would your approach be for a complicated package like this? Would you use process and monitor to see what command lines are launched by the main installer?
In this case, I would first look at temp folder, because that is usually where applications extract their executable that they will install, so you could find the dependencies there. But depends on the app, but if it's really complex, then I would also use process monitor to see how the printer driver is installed and where it extracts the dependencies, and that would be my process. Can we continue with the next question?
Yes, please.
So the next question, can we build AppV applications using Master Repackager and modify the settings as well? We thought this question was coming. As I said, I have created many applications using many different technologies, but I have personally never had the need to use any other tool than Microsoft's AppV sequencer. And we currently do not have support for AppV, and we do not plan on it in the near future, because as we see it, the Microsoft AppV sequencer does enough of a good job that we should not add it. So the next question is, what is the difference between Master Repackager and Master Packager? I hope this was already answered in the webinar, but the difference is that Master Repackager is a tool only used to capture installations, and afterwards Master Repackager creates an MSI, and you can edit MSIs using Master Repackager. So that is the difference between those two. The next question, can you make this webinar available for download? Eric, when will it be available?
Yeah, we're gonna make it available now, and tomorrow maybe. So I'm gonna send it out to everybody that registered and it's on my email list. So you're gonna get it. So another thing there with the in terms of the licensing, so the repackager is in the paid license, right? And the MSTS one is the free.
Yeah, the Master Packager is free, but it has some features that are only available in the Pro version. But Master Repackager, yeah, it is only in the professional license.
Right. So we have another question here from Michael. In regards to requirements, is it possible to extract those from an MSI?
What is meant as those? Could Michael re-ask, specify what is meant as those? Because I don't know how to answer this question.
Yeah, it depends if it was regarding the question from Steve or another one. But my normal approach is to grab the installation video from the vendor. It depends if it's an EXI or it's an MSI, but you can use the /? to see what kind of argument you have to extract. Some also comes with the dependency requirements in a separate folder. So if you go to the Citrix ISO, you have a folder there with all the requirements that needs to be installed. So it's like trial and run. For something like Microsoft Dynamics, they have a pre-checker. So basically you just go through the list what fails, and then you install the prereq, and then you just see that you get a green check mark there for that. So
another suggestion I can say is that you can also try opening the exe with 7-zip, and most of the time it will work, and you will just be able to extract the MSI or the dependencies just with 7-zip. I would say it works like 50% of the time.
Good one, good one. And also at the World Expo we had a session from Trent and Ty doing process monitor. So if you go into the replay that I sent out, you have a 60-minute session there with 45-minute session there with a big hardcore process monitor stuff. So we have another question here from Srirad. What would you say that are the advantage of Master Package comparing to Install Shield?
Everything that an enterprise needs to repackage applications and to create transform files and deploy applications silently is included in Master Packager and Master Repackager. But I would say the advantages are the price. Firstly, I would say that we have some features that we have not seen in other tools, such as the templates and the custom PowerShell logic in templates. So that would be my answer. So
I totally agree with that. So in terms of Install Shield and administrator and all that kind of stuff, I've been using that for like 20 years ago, 15 years ago. It's very complicated, very expensive. So I don't know what the pricing is now, but I think I paid like, was it $500 or 500 euros for a license? So in my head, if you're working with apps, then a Master Repackager and Master Packager is a must-have in the toolkit. So just try it out. The free version is awesome as well. So there's no need for using Orca anymore. You can just use the Repackager to create the MST for you. And I did that recently with the MCE snap-in from Nutanix. It's not well documented, all those different properties you need set. So I just used that one and used the log file also, and then we're able to easily extract those custom properties and add them to MST or just to the command line. Depends on how you want to do it.
Okay, the next question is, can Master Packager teach a new packager how to package? Currently, we do not have any training courses planned, but if more people ask us this question, we will definitely take a look into that. But we have in the future future plans to create some better documentation and some videos how to work with master packager and master repackager, but we don't have an ETA on that yet.
Yeah, and I think that goes on the next question, how often these kind of webinars are planned to happen. So this is one of the yearly webinars that Master Packager has as part of the sponsor plan. But as said, if you're interested, we could look into having an advanced type of master class, doing more heavy MSI, not just the basic stuff to get you going there. So if you take next question there for Michael.
Yeah. So the question is, okay, that is what I currently do, but it would be nice to see if we could open the MSI and see which requirements it has. Sometimes an unknown program installation for Citrix. Yeah, managing dependencies and requirements can be difficult. It is a difficult task, and some vendors get it wrong and also install some dependencies that are not required definitely for the app, and there is no single way how to do it like a correct way. You have to always check their website if they have any documentation, if is there any PDF within the application. So there are many ways you can check for dependencies, prerequisites for the application.
So, Michael, if you go to the blog of masterpackager.com, there is a blog post that was created from the March event that Master Packager had with 20 tips and tricks. And there you can see how you can and should enable MSI advanced logging, so you can actually go into the log and see what's happening in the background, what Citrix actually does, which prerequisites install, which prerequisite checks, which features it checks for, and reboots and all that kind of stuff.
So the next question, I'm the install shield user and I'm used to ISM files. Is there something similar here as well, or we edit the MSI directly? No, we do not have some kind of project file. We edit the MSIs directly. But as you saw in the demo, what we find really helpful that we have not seen in other tools is that we highlight all the changes that are done during this session, not just when a transform is applied, but also for an MSI. And why do we find this useful? It is because you can see what you have already changed during this session, so you don't have to think, did I do this? Did I change the shortcut? Or so you see it already what has been changed. And a useful thing also is that you can right-click any changed cell and you can revert it back to what it was before. So I have had this problem many times when using, instead when I accidentally edit some cell, but you don't have any undo button. You have to open the MSI again and look what the cell value was and edit it back. So that is an annoying thing. So next one is from Michael. Just says cool. So another question that we expected, do you have any plans regarding MSIX? Currently, I would say that we do not have any plans for MSIX. It is the same situation as with AppV. Microsoft has free tools for this already, and we do not see how we could add as much benefit to you for us to be able to sell this tool and for us to spend as much time developing such a tool. And so currently we do not have any plans for MSIX, but if anything changes, we will take another look at it.
Exactly, it's still in the early days of MSIX, and as you know or might know or don't know, MSIX as well as AppV has the possibility for automated package creation, which means that you would in the first place use Master Packager to create your package and your MST, so you have a silent install of that application, and then you can just script it to get MSIX to spit out their packet format afterwards.
Okay. So next one.
Any more last minute questions?
Yeah.
Nope. So another advantage I would say about master packages, they are really responsive. So when I find whatever bug or whatever, I just reach out and we go through it, and then a week or two later I get a new build, and then it just works. Actually, the build just goes out, so next time you open master packages, there is a new AppData available, and then you just install it, and then you're good to go. So.
Yeah, I would like to thank everybody for their time for attending today.
Same. Thank you everyone for joining in today. So for the people who didn't join, or for the people who want to send out this webinar to your coworkers or whatever, I'm gonna try to get it out tomorrow. And again, thank you for joining in, and have a nice day.
Yeah. Bye everyone.
Bye.